So we have a trend here that is not going to stop because users want privacy, they want security. They have seen so many things happen in the digital space recently with the pandemic, governments, banks failing, so many things happening that we are scared of losing basically access to our personal information, to our funds. And so we want no more intermediaries. We want better solutions, right? You can see here on the left, the centralized authentication protocols are not responsible for our information. On the right, you see the big SWIFT, the fiat system, right? If governments and banks have access to our IBAN accounts, it's not really our account, is it? So they have proven that they cannot keep our information safe, our personal data and our funds safe, right? They have a track record for this. Even big companies are not capable of keeping our data safe because they use a very old centralized technology. And apparently, they are incapable of seeing that they have to upgrade really fast or they will lose the race, just like the MP3 technology basically obliterated almost overnight entire industries of producers of audio cassettes and CDs and DVDs, right? And so our solution for all of this is our BIP protocol. It stands for Bispheric Identity Internet Protocol, and we want to decentralize the World Wide Web with it. And for business, it's very easy. It connects blockchain to users with user management and developers, right? Their own developers. They don't have to learn blockchain or any new language like Solidity. And for users, you have Web3 authentication, right? Storage of personal information, decentralized finance, cryptocurrency, and delegated access to all of this. Very important. We can talk about it in a bit. So we want to onboard the web, right? So whenever someone will try to find a solution online, they will Google, how do I connect my website or my business to blockchain, right? How do I make my app blockchain friendly, or how do I make it Web3, right? And we will be able to be the first in the results, and we will be able to provide them with this protocol, and they will adopt it because it will be open source, it will be free. So what it does technically is very simple. With one line of code, it enables decentralized online authentication, personal data user management, and finance, right? It's all about payments and delegation of access to decentralized personal data and cryptocurrency. And all of this is going to be basically in your blockchain account. You will create a blockchain account in a wallet app, which we can already recommend to you. There are a few options. We are working on a better one. And you will be able to authenticate using a simple QR code or a link. And the wallet app keeps your private key safe, and you use biometrics or password to authorize any authentication or any transaction, right? And so here is the interface for our protocol. It's a very simple interface. You can see here it's about personal data, where you fill in basically your current information, and you can enable or disable using those simple switches over the inputs any bit of information you want to the website or the app that you are on, right? So they can see it, right? And here you will see news or messages, and if you are the owner of the website or the app that you are integrating the protocol to, you will see the profiles of your users here. It's user management on the blockchain with no databases, no backend, no hosting fees, right? On the last tab, very important, you control how much of the balance can a website or app take away, for a subscription, for one-time payment, or for a lot of super microtransactions, are like in a game, right? But wait, there's more. We have Genesis. This is a program where we partner with other people, which are developers, basically. And if they have good ideas that impact the biosphere or society in a positive way, we will support them with a lifetime partnership and fund them with tokens to be able to attract users to their decentralized application. And we will basically create a lot of different utilities for this ecosystem and for the token that we are funding it with, right? And you can see here in the first slot, it is reserved for beep.world. And what it does, It tackles, if you have seen the documentary The Social Dilemma, it's available on Netflix. You will see a former Facebook employee basically revealing the insides of this social network, which is true for most big social media platforms today. They are exploiting us, spying on us, and censoring us, and they are treating us as products, right? They have AI systems exploiting our individual dopamine system so that we are always craving for that dopamine hit, right? And you will see in the documentary, if you watch it, that because of their system, how it's designed, negative or false information travels 6 times faster than positive or truth based information. So they're spying on us and they're saying, oh, we're using this to better target our advertising, so you will have a better advertising experience. But does anyone actually want ads in the first place? One of the other things, economically speaking, if you are an advertiser and you are a business or a project that wants to create awareness, you want more clients, you want followers, you have to have a budget, expensive campaigns, ads, and basically you play around with some keywords and stuff, and you have the illusion of control over your campaign. But they actually are the ones, the intermediary, that decide to which users to show your ads, right? And at what cost. And so they have bots on their platforms, and we have seen this with Twitter recently, right? There are so many bots nowadays that most of the money go to the bots in many cases, and the conversion rate is so poor that I'm not even sure what we're even doing there anymore. And this is actually reflected in their current economical decline. After the pandemic, we have seen a very big decline. They have fired thousands of employees. They have lost a lot of revenue. And basically, advertising is not working anymore, especially for crypto or blockchain based projects. And so, to solve this, we are working on Beep.world, which is a Web3 app, which is beyond social media, right? It's also a wallet app, right? But it's not just that. And so instead of advertising, we are using this model here that is like a yin and yang, right? And it has share to earn and like to give. But at the base of it, we may have something like what we call non-profit proof of stake, right? Which encourages users to hold some tokens in their wallet in order to interact with this platform, right? They will be able to authenticate, but they will not be able to do some important actions if they don't have the required amount of tokens in their balance. And so they can sell it on the exchange whenever they want, but it's inconvenient because you'll have to buy them again if you want to stay a member, right? To remain a member. And what is share to earn and like to give? It's very simple. You earn tokens by sharing content, and you give them away by liking content, right? And these are real transactions that happen in parallel in the background, right? And so you have instant exposure, no more intermediary. You decide what you want to share to your platform, and you get some tokens for it, but you cannot sell them right away on the exchange. You have to give them away. And so only the tokens that everyone receives through likes can be withdrawn on the exchange. Okay, this is the economic life cycle of our token on Beep.world, right? And once you understand it, you will see why it can replace advertising, and you will see that basically this like to give feature, it replaces services like Kickstarter or Indiegogo, which you have to have a bank account, a company, and it's not actually accessible from many countries. And so instead, we have a permissionless and contractless instant crowdfunding system, right? And anyone is a creator in Web3. Even if you have a simple post with some simple text, you may be able to get likes, right? You have your followers, you are funny, you are unique, you have something to share with the world, no matter what it is, and people will support you. And so we are supporting each other instead of competing against each other, or even worse, doing things that are exploiting everyone, right? And how are we going to fund all of this? Well, this is where our gratitude token, right? The currency of free humans comes in, and it has the ticker GRAT. It's built on Proton chain, and we are basically looking for early supporters, early investors for it. Here you will see very unique features which you will not see on other blockchains that will have all these features overall, right? There are a few blockchains which have no fees, but they don't have smart contracts, right? And so super microtransactions actually make sense now because you get exactly what you send with no big fees. The speed is very, very fast. Ethereum or copies of Ethereum like Polygon, for example, have only 120 transactions per second on average. And of course, you will be able to see a very unique feature, which is universal username instead of complicated crypto address. The standard crypto address, which is that long string of characters, alphanumerical characters, is very complicated to pass or to use. And if you are managing multiple addresses, it's even worse, right? And so a username which is unique, it's very easy to memorize and transmit, right? And also, because we are using TypeScript, which is basically JavaScript and C++, very popular and cheap languages to work with, we can develop our ecosystem really fast if we get the right amount of funding for all of this, right? And so we invite you to explore our project and learn about it. And you can visit our website or check out our white paper or even email us at support@GratitudeToken.world. I hope you enjoyed our solutions to these problems, and until next time, stay grateful.